was a 68 Mustang Fastback.
Wow.
Yeah, I knew this guy from a long time ago, and literally I got a little segment in here now. It's called the Mustang Minute, and he sold me one of his other Mustangs he had out there. His brother recently passed away last spring, so he inherited all of his Mustangs and all this other stuff and his farmstead, but they have what is that? The diversion project is going right through there, so they had to buy him out. So he's got to get rid of all of his stuff. So he gave me a bitchin' deal on my car.
Wow.
But that 68 there, he was offered $18,000 as it sits. We put a battery in there just so you can get the headlights to work. It did nothing. Nothing. We had our photo shoot actually was done because the front tire went flat while we were in it. So that's the story behind that thing. It was a great car.
Looks great.
But hello and welcome to Uptown tonight. It is December 1st of 2021. I can't believe it's December. Cito was talking about how it's going to hit 60 degrees in December, and we're supposed to watch for it, and it hit 52 today. I don't know if Cito's onto something or whatever, but that's kind of scary too. But, I always said we only need snow over Christmas, and then it can all melt by, New Year's Day. I'd be happy with that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
So today we have Mr. Brady up here pushing buttons. Old Cito is taking the week off so he can do some family type of stuff. And I am your host,
I'll
Mr.
have
Wayne.
a social with the people right away.
Definitely will. And I'm your host, Wayne Stollenfacher, Discount Tom Cruise, whatever the hell you want to call me. Some people call me the Wiz for whatever reason. We're good with that. But today we're with Dan Brekke.
Discount Chris Stapleton.
Discount Chris. There is a photo I'm going to ask you about because it tricked me at first. I'm like, what? It really did. But first, what you guys can do for us is hit that like button, subscribe, and you can comment, especially in the live comments, and join along in the chat if you like to. We're live every weekend or every weekday. We're live every week on Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. And it's your FM area's weekly entertainment podcast. So, make sure you subscribe. That really, really help us out. So basically, we're going to go into what we did last weekend. So we're going to hit the old weekend fun here. And there we go. We got some hairball coming up here. So we were actually asked to open up for hairball on January 28th. So we got to make sure that everyone knows about that. And then we're going to go to this. This still, I'm not going to say it disappoints me, but people, we have this magnificent DVD up for grabs. You just need to go back, watch the Peter Nyblock podcast, find out what the question is, and then answer. Yes, Peter. He is from Ireland. His accent is awesome and everything else, but basically you can...
All right. Finally got a chance to come out and do some
Oh,
stuff.
that's my fault.
That's all right.
Oh, a little bit of the inside.
Here's why we were talking cars.
But
Yeah.
today, basically what I want to do is get
This is what he sold me
the
a
lights.
couple weeks ago.
Basically get the electricity hooked back up, so we're going to go out and grab a new battery and all that. Here's how cool these cars are. They don't need another latch. So here's the inside. Yep, lots of space in there. Check that out. Sears 60.
How long has that thing been in there? That's cool.
Nothing. Hit the grinder. Da-da-da-da-da.
So is that just sitting in the garage, right?
My garage is basically about 10 feet away from you.
But it was sitting in that guy's garage?
Sitting in a barn.
A barn, okay.
Yep.
Huh.
Oh, you cut it off.
Would you? Would you like me to go back to JoJo as well?
No, we're fine on that.
Oh, I got to do my studying to figure it out. I want the CD.
Want the DVD? So basically, you just have to guess what Peter Nyblock's favorite drummer is of all time. And we gave you a few different clues on that. It's left foot hi-hat technique.
It's not Peter Nyblock.
It's not Peter Nyblock, no. I'm going to give you one more clue this week. He died in circa 94. I believe it was 94. It might be 95. And he is prominently a jazz drummer. So there's your next clue on that. But you can guess as many times you like in the comment section, wherever else. I find the first one who guesses it right. Jojo Mayer is yours, and this DVD is awesome. That's what me and Peter actually bonded over watching this while we were both working at Best Buy a million years ago. So that's with that. And we have one more photo on our weekend fun.
All right, I finally got a chance to come out and
But
do
basically,
some
the end
stuff.
of the video just shows me I got some of the lights to work on it, which I was extremely happy with because we were actually tried jumping it while we were there to see if it would even turn over or anything. And there was nothing happened on that thing at all. So signs of life are coming.
Where do you got the photo there, Wado?
Photos on Weekend Slides.
Oh,
There you go. Weekend Slides is right below there. You got to turn the eyeball on.
there we go. Here we
Bam!
are.
There we are. See that's my photo from the weekend. Yep.
Landscape mode.
Us on the road. As we must have spent a good 12 hours on the road last weekend. And no, we played a show. It's a good wedding. Worked out well. It was just a long ways away. And I forgot to take photos of the stage, so there we go.
Where was that at? Was that the Williston one?
I was at Dickinson.
Dickinson.
But close enough.
Well,
it's right over there.
Yeah, closer than Williston.
So we got Dan Brekke with us today. How's it going, Dan?
It's going.
It's going?
It's going. Yeah.
That's it? It's going? You're
Yep.
talking about this no booze type thing that you're doing with your roommates and stuff.
I know. Well, that's why it's
So-
just going.
Oh,
you know?
I see. That's why it's just going.
You guys come in here to throw beer in my face, and I can't believe I still haven't
My
broken down yet.
apologies.
Brady's just
God.
a good host. That's all I can say.
I am a terrible influence. Get me out of here.
No, I'm doing good. I'm proud of myself.
But a great host, yes. So, have you always been in the Fargo area?
I was for a long time. Oh
I
yeah,
was
sorry
for a
about
long
the slot.
time.
Yeah, let's
Yeah,
get
we
the
gotta get the
slot.
sloth child up here.
There we go. Yeah, no, I was for a long time. I was born and raised here. And then when I turned about 22, 21, 22, I went on down to Nashville. And then after the whole pandemic, I ended up back here.
Oh, really? So
So,
you
yeah.
moved back from Nashville?
I did. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the pandemic hit you that hard, or is it just something that just kind of was
It
natural?
kind of just, I mean, yes and no. I went, so we were, I was playing every day, almost every day on Broadway in Nashville, doing like, I don't know, sometimes doing, 16 hours, 12 hours, lot of hours anyways.
Wow.
And then, which was fun because you could just go around. I like doing that kind of stuff because there was always a gig. Didn't matter what day. You could play, Christmas Day, all day if you wanted to.
So the work was there.
The work was there, and you got to play with a lot of different people and do a lot of different songs and a lot of different styles. And I shouldn't say, I mean, mostly rock and country, but for the most part, you get to do a lot of different songs and work with female artists and male artists, and it was fun doing all that stuff. But then that's kind of like comparable to like the Vegas Strip, where when there was these rumblings about, well, you hear that it's gonna shut down. I think we all go, no way, there's no way, it's not gonna shut down.
Yep.
And the day before it shut down, it was weird. It was like a real eerie feeling. My last gig down there, I was actually playing bass, and the next day I got a bunch of texts from the different club owners, and they said, we're just gonna kind of be closed for these 2 weeks here. And I thought, all right, well, I'll just buzz up and see the family for 2 weeks. It's a good vacation getaway, and hang out in Park Rapids with the folks. And
Positive way to think about it.
I didn't want, at that point, that's all it was going to be.
Yeah.
I
agree.
And then there was talks about it might be going a little longer. So as I was going up there, I told my aunt that I might be looking for some work. So she ended up hiring me at her sawmill. And then 2 weeks turned into 2 months and 3 months and 4 months. And pretty soon I was just working at a sawmill. And
That's not how this is supposed to work.
which was great. I mean, honestly, it was great. It was a total, like, just complete 180, total change of pace. I went from, definitely drinking too much and definitely, working too much, not sleeping enough, just kind of beating myself up, to all of a sudden back on a steady diet and waking up at a decent time and lifting logs all day. So I just got jacked, and it was awesome. And I felt great when I looked in the mirror, so that was good. But yeah. So anyways, to get back to what you were saying, yeah, it wasn't like, it hit in a hard way, but it just kind of slowly, I just kind of went, well, I guess, I do love it up here. I mean, I loved being down there and doing all that, but I really love here. This is my favorite place to be. I love being in Minnesota. I like the Midwest. nothing against Nashville or any of the people there. Like I said, I loved it there. It was great.
Wow, it just sounds really exciting because I know it's a lot of people.
It was really exciting. Yeah. I think I kind of got to a point too where I looked at the market there and what everybody there was trying to do, and the push there just wasn't really towards what I was finding myself getting more and more frustrated with the fact that I wasn't going to be able to do the thing that I wanted to do necessarily. Like, you had to play the game, which you always have to play the game. I shouldn't say it that way, but
so you're hiding the question. What's the thing that you want to do then?
Oh, well, it's the same thing, same basic ideas as everybody down there. I like writing songs, and I like doing, kind of older style stuff. I like classic rock and classic country and all that. And, I dug all the Stapleton stuff, and then, the Sturgill Simpson and Tyler Childers and all those guys.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I dig all those guys a lot, and I'd love to do something like that, but they kind of already have all those guys there right now they're all work, Brent Cobb, like they're all there working right now. They kind of have that spot locked up. Not to say that you still couldn't do it, but I thought, why don't I just go, stay home, stay in this market and do that stuff here where I'm allowed to just kind of do that, and then I can still go down there and shop stuff around and, talk to people and meet new people down there. Or, they got guys like Brian Lowry is down there doing that. He's splitting time between Nashville and here, and Zach Thomas is doing a similar thing. So it's kind of what the pandemic showed me, is that I can kind of do the thing that I want to do in a place that I like to be at. And then when I, get to a point where I'm ready to shop around in the, bigger market, because, that's the big thing is, you can't really make it, I don't want to, I don't want to say it like that, but I just don't have any better way to articulate it. But it's hard to you don't have the same people and the same businesses and the same structure available to you here that you do in Nashville or LA or New York. So you can still do stuff and you can get big streams and all that, but ultimately you're going to need to go through one of those, bigger markets to hit the radio or something like that.
Yeah, exactly. So your whole thing is to become an independent artist.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't really, I've always had a problem with being told what to do. I don't like that.
Amen,
I should listen more often, but I don't. I mean, usually I'm not right. Usually I'm wrong, but
that's where you learn.
It develops character.
That's where you learn, Dan.
That's where you learn. Beat your head against the wall enough times, you might stop doing it.
Well, sometimes those lessons are tough, but we all make it through there. Everyone's still standing.
Right.
No, so that's really cool.
Yeah.
So you went down there 22, just trying to make all that. But here's my real question, because I always wondered this, like, how much prep do you get to do all these gigs, or do you just have to, like, know what's going on, or is there just some kind of, what do they give you? They just say we're playing this and this, and you just go
Broadway?
Anything, because like you said, you're working 12, 16 hours a day. Like, how do you stay on top of all that?
Well, I mean, it was easier for me than maybe some other people, just because a lot of the music that was being played I'd grown up with, so there was a lot of that stuff going on. But there, at a certain point, you kind of get there's going to be, especially on Broadway, there's going to be a core group of songs that you're going to have to do every night. They're going to have to be played. Same with any band, you kind of need to do your fish in the darks. You got to, you got to do your, you don't have to do them, but if that's all tip based too. So people are going to want to hear the songs they know.
Yep.
So, I mean, I think it was, as far as preparation, I think it was just me being a nerd sitting in the basement for my whole growing up and playing a bunch of songs.
Just being fully prepared for something like that.
Yeah. And it's also knowing, your number system and all that, and, understanding certain, different formats of different songs are going to be the same, like in a lot of pop country songs, it's going to be the same. Oh, there you go again.
Brady's over here taunting.
I do got to show off the bottle opener that Wade gave me. This thing is great. It's hard to secretly open up a beer when you're fucking doing it with a spatula.
I'm salivating. I'm salivating right now.
What is it? 2 minutes for taunting? Is that what it is?
He's doing it all for his roommates.
Yeah.
If they're out there, you
Shout-
better call them
He's
out. Shout
being
them out.
good.
Shout out
We're
Zach and
making sure.
Andrew.
Because they're both spuds, as am I.
Aha!
so.
Go Spuds, eh? Aha! Once a spud, always a spud.
That's
Hey,
right,
ah,
that's
what do you
right.
think about
It's
that?
a bunch of spuds down here.
Yeah,
I
a bunch
like
of
it.
That's
bunch of
right.
spuds. That's
Yeah.
right.
I know I graduated way before you.
Oh yeah,
guys, but-
the Wiz, he's a spud too.
Yeah.
So.
Look at that. Look at that
Yeah.
deal.
That's where you got the name. The
And how
Wiz,
and how
isn't
many
it?
of us had Terry Shercliffe? You guys have Shercliffe?
I had Shercliffe.
I had Shercliffe.
My brother had
I'd
him
have
for.
All right, whatever.
Yeah, he was the coach for a long
He was a
time.
coach for a long time. I had him as a elementary student,
Then Cullen came in.
and you know,
Yeah, as an elementary student, I was thinking that. I think my brother had him as an actual teacher. Pretty sure. I'm a twin, so you'd never know if you met
Sure.
him. And I know you'll never watch this, so Ryan, hi. But so then you went down there, you had all this knowledge and everything else, and so you just basically, how did you get yourself into that group in the first place? Did you have an in already as you went down there, or were you just kind of running blind,
you know,
swinging at the fences?
yeah, I got down there and I went and the first week I just walked around Broadway and tried to find bands that I thought sounded cool and sounded good, and maybe if I was trying to kind of scout bands that I could get in with, you know, if they didn't have like a, you know, like I play fiddle, so it's like, okay, if you guys don't have a fiddle player yet, I'll come jump in. So that's exactly what I did. I found a guy named Greg Klink playing down at Rippy's, and sat there and watched him for a couple nights in a row and threw some money in the jar and requested a couple songs. And then one of the nights I said, hey, you know, if I just moved to town, and if you don't have a fiddle player yet, I'll come and sit in with you. You don't have to pay me, you know, for the first couple nights. If you like me, keep me around and, you know, start throwing me a cut kind of thing. And went there the first night and kept getting hired back. So I got in with Greg, and Greg started to do pretty well down there. We were doing a lot of days with him, a lot of shifts with him, and then just kind of networked, and then you know, got in with a couple different bands, and eventually started my own little group down there too, and that kind of evolved into something that was really, really fun. That was a really fun. We called it the Tumble and Dice. That was awesome, just a really fun group of guys.
The Tumble and Dice.
Yep, did a bunch of Stones, of course. But yeah, no, that's kind of how I got into it, anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, yep.
Walked in, proved
And then
yourself.
It just, yep,
so.
and then just kept, you know, working and more and more and more and more, and no, I mean, you know, it took a lot out of me, but it was fun. I don't think I slept for about 3 years, but
And establishing yourself sometimes.
Yeah,
That's just what has
you
to
know,
happen.
just
Yeah.
kind of going to college in a sense, you know, just playing and playing and playing and playing, and just trying to get better every time and get better at working with any sort of different arrangement of bands and different drummers and different bass players and playing different instruments and playing gigs on bass or guitar or fiddle or whatever it be, and leading a band, you know, a couple nights a week. And, you know, it was a big learning experience for me. I learned a lot.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good. So
Mhm.
there's going to be good things coming ahead with you then.
Hopefully. Yeah.
No, it's not hopefully. I know it will be. You can
No.
tell. It's
Just put
one of those
just
things.
put your nose at the grindstone and shut up and work hard.
There you go. So let's bring you back. You're talking about education. So we just talked about
Mhm.
your spud.
That's right.
Okay. I don't want to give away when you were graduating. but-
2014.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, you just made it too easy on
Yeah.
that part.
Oh, sorry. Were you doing a bit?
No, I wasn't
Okay.
doing a
Okay,
bit.
sorry.
I was just going to say, it's just like,
Step
was-
all over it.
basically, when did you start doing music? I know your mom was giving away some of your stuff here
Oh,
a
sure.
few
Yeah.
weeks ago, but let's go from your perspective. When did you actually start doing music?
Well, I like professionally, or just
Just
to start
in
dabbling
general,
with it?
yeah. Because for
Well,
people out there that are, I'd love to do Nashville. I have no idea how to start or what I'm doing or whatever
Sure.
else.
Sure. Well, she
So-
she was teaching piano lessons when I was really little, and my mom, that is, and
Kathy?
Kathy,
Oh, Kathy.
Kathy.
Brekke.
She might even be watching.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi. I haven't even done one swear yet, Mom. Not even one.
It's coming.
Been real good so far. But yeah, I was pretty young, and she was doing a bunch of piano lessons, so I got pretty interested in doing piano stuff. And she kind of, as much teaching as a 3-year-old can handle, she would kind of teach me how chords worked and stuff. And I wasn't, I couldn't really get around on it much, but I could figure out melodies and stuff. And chords, and then I just kind of sat there and would mess around with chords. And what I later found out I was just messing with inversions and figuring out how inversions of chords worked. So that was fun. And that brought me a while just kind of messing around on that. And when I was, I don't know, maybe seven or so, got a drum set. I think someone bought that for me just to piss my parents off. And
very nice.
yeah, played drums, and I really loved Huey Lewis, which was perfect because I could just play as just a straight ahead 4/4 rock beat. And it was awesome, and I could sit there and do that. And then I kept doing that for a long time. Still love to play the drums, but I'm just, I never really got past a certain level. She tried to set me up with lessons with Alan Carter, and he gave me some sort of rudiment thing to do, and I got so frustrated with it. I went, you know what, maybe I'll just play bass. So
that's the guy to go to.
Yeah,
He's
no, Alan's
one
great. Alan's great, and
he's retiring.
He is.
He's retiring in a few months here, so
yeah,
we're gonna miss Alan.
Yeah,
I think he said he was moving away.
Maybe back to California or something. Or,
I don't know. Don't quote me on that, anybody. But
Sure.
that's what I thought was happening.
Sure.
It's kind of sad, actually.
Yeah. But yeah, then it was bass in the orchestra for a lot of years, and then I from bass I picked up a guitar. I suppose I picked up fiddle in between there too at some point. So kind of fiddle and guitar came around at the same time. I picked up fiddle by watching Brian Cole. I was playing bass in the orchestra, and I was watching him teach the violin. So I'd kind of watch him and then go home, and I was kind of a closet violin player. I wanted to play bass, I'm not gonna play violin. I want to play a big thing. So I'd go home closet.
That was my idea too, and my mom cut me off. She didn't want to move that thing back and forth from school and back.
Yep.
So I was like,
yeah.
And that's how I ended up playing percussion.
Yeah, well, there you go. Served you well. But yeah, and just ended up picking up some kind of random gigs, church gigs and such. And then Mom had me out to kind of do some guitar fiddle stuff with her band a few times. And I started my own thing right out of high school. And so, I was gigging I suppose I was probably 15 when I was gigging. I won't say all the time, but I was doing enough gigs to, I wasn't, instead of flipping burgers, I was doing that, which was awesome.
I was bringing in money for you at that time?
I was bringing in money for me at that time, so that was
beautiful.
good. That was good. Yeah, and then got out of high school, like I said, started my own band, did a few shows. We didn't do a ton. We probably played, maybe 30 shows.
That's in the area here?
Yep, that was just in the area.
What's that one called?
That was just the Dan Brekke band.
The Dan Brekke band?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay.
It's pretty straightforward.
Going for originality here?
Pretty straightforward.
But it gets the point across.
Yeah, that's easy to remember. But yeah, that had Matt Tingham and Joel Kingsley and Brady Odegaard. That was that band. Eric Longnecker filled in a couple times.
Okay.
So Eric and I were going to NDSU at that point. I went to college for 1 year. That was pretty funny.
Oh, so you did go to college.
For 1 year. I paid for college, I should say. I don't know if I went, but I paid.
At NDSU?
At NDSU.
What was the idea? What degree were you going for at the time?
Well, I got in on academic probation because I didn't apply myself at all in high school.
Well,
because I was like, I'm just going to play guitar. I don't need to learn about just being a dumbass. And so I get to college because of Bill Law. He got me in on academic probation.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, Bill. And I got in for bass, but there was already a few other bass players. So we had to audition for our bass spots, and I'd read, single note stuff in high school, so I was like, I'll be all right at this, and I put on the bass, and I think it was Kyle Mack was directing the band, and I go to start playing, and 1, 2, 1, 2, and all of a sudden all these notes just start flying past my face, and I can't get any of them, and I'm just barely even playing. And they're going, "Come on, Dan, turn up! Can't hear you back there." And I'm like, "It's because I'm not playing, because I can't figure out what's going on. I don't know what the hell's going on right now." And I just absolutely shit the bed on that. And I'm just pissed off. I'm like, I don't even want to go to college. And start walking out of the door, and Bill Laws leaned up on the door as I'm walking out, and he leans over. He goes, "So, how did it go?" Yeah, I love Bill. But then I played with a band called 2 Mile Final for a while. They were out of the cities. That was kind of when I was going to college, and then the year after for a little while. And then they're great guys. Liked them a lot. And then my uncle, I was out with him one night just hanging out, and he goes, hey, you ever seen the Johnny Holm band? And I go, no, I never have. And he goes, well, you got to grab your fiddle. We're going to go out. And I go, all right. So we go out, try to get in. The guy at the door says, got to be 21 to get in. And I go, all right. I start walking away like, whatever. And I don't know if he slipped him a 20 or what, but the guy let me get in. And this guy still comes up to me at shows to this day and says, you're welcome for your job. I walked in and talked to Johnny and got up and did I think it was Call 'em Baton Rouge. And then I just absolutely hounded him for about 6 months to let me join his band. I really wanted to play in his band, so I just really drove him nuts. And the official rule, what Scott says is that I never actually have been hired, and I think he's right. I've never officially been hired in that band because I just showed up to fill in for a gig when the guitar player was getting married. And then I said, well, I kind of want to play with you guys again. What do I do? And the keyboard player says, just throw your shit in the trailer. You're going to have to come get it. So I just threw my shit in the
Found
trailer.
the loophole. There
And I
it is.
just showed up to the next gig, and I just kept showing up. And then it was a few years, and then all of a sudden I went to Nashville. And then after the pandemic, I came back up here and linked back up with Johnny, and that's kind of been the last year and a half.
Just
So there's my life story.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's
Yeah.
beautiful, but it's just great to see how you went to college and then you had the one failure, just one. But
It was a rough one. That was a rough one. I ended up playing guitar because they had so many bass players,
okay.
and they had one guitar player, and he was really good jazz player, Eric Mertens. And he actually took lessons from him at NDSU. But yeah, so I did the I don't know, I forget the name of essentially the sophomore band, and he did I was in the JV squad and he was in the varsity band. I don't know what
just the
terms they
jazz
used, but-
band, or
just the jazz band. Yeah.
Yeah, I think was it 1 and 2 there? I can't
Something
remember.
like
It's
that.
been
And
a
there was probably
while.
something else I should have been doing, but I just didn't show up. I don't know.
You just showed up for jazz.
That was the fun class,
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I mean, it's my $5,000. I'll spend it how I want.
They don't say stuff like that. My daughter's going to SDSU next year, so it's going to be completely out of my hands. So I know she'll do great.
Oh, yeah.
She's
Yeah.
really focused on stuff like that. But cool, we got some photos of you here, so let's go through a
media.
couple of these because there
Media
is a
time.
couple that need explanation. So guest slides, click.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. Well,
Perfect.
It's a full moon.
Yeah, so I actually wanted to talk about this one a little bit. If you guys, this is why I sent this one in, because you had asked me for some media, and
Yep.
I'm not a picture guy. I don't really like pictures. Last time I had professional pictures done, I was about 8 inches of beard ago, so I don't have any accurate representation of what I look like now. So I just went through my phone.
Yeah, we should
And,
compliment you on the beard, though. That thing is full. That's
Thank you.
grizzly.
I grew it myself. And this picture, when you asked me for media, I just scrolled through my phone last night and I just found pictures that I thought really captured my essence.
That's fine.
So,
that's exactly what we're looking for.
Yeah, so that's a picture of my ass in a union suit, and this was just to let everybody know that this is the most comfortable pair. I don't know if it's a pair. I don't know what you call it, but it's the most comfortable clothing wear that I've purchased in a long time. Now that it's getting colder out, you can wear these underneath 2 layers of clothes. You can, you can wear them as just walking around stuff in the house at night. They're comfortable. They're like wearing sweatpants, but it's your whole body, and they got an ass flap. So in case you got to take a shit, you can you don't have to take them off. You just move it over, and then wiping's a little difficult, but it's not that I've tried yet, but yeah, I would recommend that everybody out there gets a union suit this winter, and wear it proudly and think of me.
There you go. Union suit endorsed by Dan Brekke.
That's right.
Perfect.
God, if music doesn't work out, he could be a salesman. I know where I'm going.
Check out my
right
Only
after
Dance.
this.
Yeah, so I bought these yellow sunglasses, And so these yellow sunglasses here, when I do a lot of overnight driving with the Johnny Holm band, and they kind of light up the night a little bit when you're driving late at night. So I took a picture with my face in those sunglasses to endorse those sunglasses, because I think that anybody can really get them. They're not real exclusive. You can go to your local Holiday gas station and find those. That's where I'm pretty sure I got those. But they do improve your vision at night, and they make you look kind of like a 70s stud. So go ahead and buy those as well.
Dan's on a full sales trip
Yeah,
here.
can I get
I
your
just love this.
jumpsuit and the glasses
But
at the
does that-
same
That's right.
store?
That's right.
I've heard that those work, but I've never actually
They're
tried
awesome.
them. So that actually does work for nighttime
Yeah,
driving.
what do you think 70-year-olds wear them? You know what I mean? Like,
Well-
they've been around long enough. They know.
I see them out like gun range and stuff, but
Yeah. Anybody that's old, that's why I like to wear stuff that old people wear, because like they must have it figured out by now. You know what I mean? Like they know the thing.
yes,
Like if I see a grandpa walking around with something on, I'm like, I should probably check that out.
they do have the wisdom. I
should
can't
probably-
argue with
I
that.
should probably check that out. There's a reason he's wearing that.
I don't know if I've looked at the beard more or the glasses. It's pretty luscious there.
I
That's-
wish I could grow something even close to that. I get like four
You just-
hairs going one way and two the other.
You
That's
just got to be lazy and let it go, and then everybody in your life is going to say you need to shave it, and then eventually they just give up and go, all right, I guess you're just a beard guy now.
I was snooping through your stuff and saw is TSA checking you out now with a
I
the
actually,
beard or something
that's
like
what I
that?
should have. Yeah, no, I should have included that. The last time I flew, they literally patted my beard down, and he goes, this is just some rubbing alcohol. Is that okay? And I go, I guess. I mean, I haven't washed it in a couple of days. I suppose you can, throw some rubbing alcohol in there. And he patted it down to make sure I didn't have any, I don't know, nuclear weapons inside of there or something, weapons of mass destruction inside of my beard. But I didn't. I passed the test.
the world was safe once again.
Yeah, he looked me in the eyes the whole time too. I was a little,
Huh.
yeah, it was a little weird.
That's something you can't buy right there. Can't sell that.
No, can't sell that. You gotta grow that. I should get some beard oil, start selling that, and I don't even use it. I can just sell it.
Just
And
put your name on the side.
that picture right there will be your official
That's
logo.
it. That's the official logo.
Buy
I should tell Jay about that. I got Jay Stewmiller working on a logo for me, and he goes, you just send me a selfie and I'll just do something of that. And it's been like 3 weeks and I haven't sent him a selfie because I suck at selfies, and that's like the best I can do right there.
That'd be perfect.
So I might just have to send him that. So Jay, if you're watching, just go ahead and watch. Just go ahead and do that one.
As an incentive to buy, not that you need any more, but you get a pair of sunglasses with it.
Yeah, I'll just throw. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I'll just start making I should just start making merch for stuff that just doesn't. I don't even have any like music to sell right now. I haven't put anything out in like years, but I could just start selling merch. Like, hey, you want to look like me? Here, I'll just, you know what I mean? Like, you want to look like I look? I'm a pretty comfy guy. Check this out. You want to wear stuff I wear? All right, just go to Holiday. Like, sir, we don't have any more yellow sunglasses. I'm repurposing them.
Sell some white hair dye with it too, and 'tis the
Sure.
season of Santa Claus.
That's right.
You're gonna pass it all.
That's right. Oh, this is a great
Here's
one.
the one, because when I first scrolling through there, I didn't look closely, but I saw Stapleton, and I looked at it a little bit, and I was like, "Oh, you met Chris Stapleton?" And then I looked back
No,
and
that's
realized that
That's my good friend Robbie Music. So that was when I was living in Nashville, and that's Robbie Music right there. You can look him up online. He's a tremendous guitar player, great singer.
and a great beard once again.
Yep, and just an absolute asshole of a human, but what a great entertainer. No, that's Robbie Music. Check out Robbie Music. Now we were gonna go to the same Halloween party, and I think the theme. I don't know if it was like dress up as other musicians, but I think that was the theme of it. Anyways, I was gonna go as Stapleton. I said, "All right, easy enough. I'll just put a cowboy hat on. Done." Because I like Halloween, but I don't really want to like put a lot of work into dressing up. So
Don't we all?
yeah. So what I just told him, I go, I walked up to Rob. I said, "Hey, what are you gonna be for Halloween?" And he goes, "I'm gonna be Chris Stapleton." And I go, "No, I'm gonna be Chris Stapleton." And he goes, "No, I'm bigger than you, so I'm gonna be Chris Stapleton." And I said, "All right, well, what am I supposed to be?" And he said, "Well, why don't you be Morgan Stapleton, his wife?" And so my roommates at the time were a married couple, Joel and Steph, and I asked Steph if I could borrow one of her dresses, and so she graciously obliged and gave me the stretchiest dress that she had, which was very smart on her part. And I went to Walmart and got a wig, and I went as Morgan Stapleton with Robbie there. So that's Morgan and Chris Stapleton.
Oh, the happy couple.
Yep, that was a good night. If you zoom in real tight on that, you can see the picture that we were. I don't know if you can or not, but there.
God, is there Zoom, Wade?
No.
No, it's don't worry about it. You can just look it up. It's just, for those viewing at home, you can just look it up on Google. Just look up Chris and Morgan Stapleton, and we were just trying to basically do that picture.
Well, Wade, being you tease the idea of him meeting Chris Stapleton after these photos are done, you do have to ask Dan about when he got to meet Brad Paisley. But let's hold that idea for a second.
Okay, that is a good question. I had another one, but we'll go with that.
Yeah. So this is Quaisian, and I don't know if
he was just on the podcast a couple weeks ago.
Oh
too.
yeah.
He's an awesome guy.
I love that guy. This is when we were on the morning show with Travis over the KRFF.
Nice.
Okay, he's gonna kill me for not knowing the name of the. I think it's This Side of Country. Nailed it. Pretty sure I nailed it. Please have me back on, Travis. Anyways, we were there's a few of us doing this morning show because we were doing the writers round with Zach and Bree and Quaisian and myself, and this is me taking a selfie. I just wanted to include him in here because I think he's great.
Yeah, he's a really good guy. He's the first person to ever play on the podcast. So.
Oh yeah, I was going to ask if you wanted me to bring a guitar, but I thought you probably just wanted to hear me tell jokes instead.
Well, yeah. No, we welcome the music as well. But
so that's my dick.
So there we go. I think you need to go to a doctor.
Yeah,
might need to get that checked out.
No, that was that's at the old Cork and Barrel. I was on a date with my wonderful girlfriend, and that is a crab leg, and that's how big it was. And it wasn't like that was just my I was being like, hey, I put a fork next to it, and it just wasn't quite showing the comparison in size. So I was like, I'll just put it right here, and then maybe people will understand, how big it is. It's about 6 inches.
A mirror.
Yeah, that was.
That's the one I grabbed.
Yeah, that was when I played at WeFest a few years ago.
Okay.
Yep, that was a good time. We played up at the barn stage.
Seems like you're having a great time up there.
It was really fun, man. It downpoured. It was. I loved it. It was kind of like, and I just recently gotten into watching that. I had rewatched that Prince Super Bowl halftime. He's playing Purple Rain, and it's just downpouring on him. So I was just loving that. So no, that was really fun. I had a lot of people come out and hang out, and there's a bunch of people standing in the front row too, which was awesome of them to do that. So it was kind of a weird setup. It was odd to play to the front row, and then there was just nobody for 100 feet, and then there was a ton of people just standing in the trees. So you're kind of playing to the front row and the trees all at the same time.
Was it just that warm out, or is that just kind of how the whole thing was just?
It was just downpouring the whole time.
Oh,
so it was just people just didn't want to get wet. But it was fun. That was a fun show. We opened up for that chick, Devin Worley.
There we go.
Yeah, I got her name. Came back. But yeah, that was fun. We played that, and then we went to the Bob 95 tent, and then we got Jay Farley in trouble because and I'm sure that we had as a band, I'm sure we had no part in this, but they only brought a certain amount of booze for the whole weekend, and then they were out of it. So we played Wednesday night, and on Thursday they had to go back to the liquor store and buy more beer or more liquor to restock the Bob 95 tent. I'm sure it had nothing to do with us, but they brought us over there and we hung out. And the next morning I was supposed to do an interview with Jay, and both of us weren't quite feeling up to that. And he goes, "Yeah, we got in a little bit of some trouble there for having to go back to the liquor store because it was like a big bar, it was a fully stocked bar, and that tent was packed that night, Wednesday night pre-party.
If you're gonna do a job, do it right.
We pre-partied.
That's perfect. So.
Oh yeah, so this was at Ragbri. Ragbri is it's an acronym, and it's Race Across the Greater. I don't know. It's a bike race across Iowa, and
I'll take that.
yeah, and so that was in, I forget what town. So Johnny does that show pretty much every year, and it's just a ton of. And this picture has absolutely nothing. This is just where the picture was taken. It has nothing to do with that. But, anyways, there's always a ton of people at that show. That's a great show to play. But this was backstage, and I don't know exactly who I'm pretending to hold in that, but I think it was like some spoof on the fact that there was no one there, and it just said "Glad you came," and I don't know if it's supposed to be an innuendo. I forget why we took that picture, but going back to the wearing old people clothes thing, that was a great shirt. That's an old man golf shirt, and that is some old man khakis, and that's what I wore that night. So.
You sold me.
Yep, there you go.
That's
It's
beautiful.
breathable, you know.
You're gonna have the Dan Brekke line coming out
You
pretty
know,
soon. Yep.
I think they had like pizza back there for us, and I probably ate half a pizza, and belly was hanging out pretty good, but you can't tell. It's got vertical lines on it. I heard that's slimming. So,
Absolutely.
oh, this is when I was a stand-up comedian for a night. No, it's not. This is no.
I was gonna say you done that.
No, I haven't. I'm not quite that funny. So this was the Tripwire gig. I'm pretty sure. This was like the only semi-serious picture I sent you, because that's like one of the only pictures that someone has taken professionally of me, in like years. And so I had to steal it from Tripwire's page to get it. But thanks, Tripwire. That was a night that I was just hanging out there, I think, and they had me up, and classic. I did Tennessee whiskey because.
Well, you have to.
Yeah, that's the calling card.
And you even have to play it. You just have to stand there.
Yeah, they could just play it. They could just play a track.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Just hold your arms up.
Yeah, I jumped on the trampolines a little bit. It was a good time.
Excellent.
And that's my butt again.
And there it is. But
Yeah.
Brady did come up with a great question for you, because I never would have at least come up with that, because I had no idea. Brad Paisley, what's going on with this?
Yeah, that's another WeFest story. So
God, I'm excited for this.
Yeah.
Okay.
This is pretty legendary. This is good stuff.
This was back in the day that Twitter was pretty big. Well, it's still big, but it was like, people were, using that for their news source back then. And so I was, every year my cousin and I go to, well, not really anymore, but we used to, when I wasn't gigging on, every weekend, we used to go to WeFest every year, and we would stay across the lake at a relative's place. And so, we were out, he'd bring his boat, and we'd go out and, kneeboard and ski and wakeboard and all that stuff, and then go over for the show. So we're out on the boat, relaxing, and I just put a tweet out there being funny, because I love Paisley. He's the reason why I got into guitar. He's
Understandably
he's
so,
great. He's
yeah.
great. He's a great player, funny dude, super nice guy, and he's probably creeped out by me now. But so I
I can't wait to hear this now.
so I put a tweet out there as we were sitting on the boat. I said, "Hey, if I get," it's a complete fabricated lie. I said, "If I get 2,000 retweets on this, Brad Paisley is going to let me play with him tonight." just being a dick, just absolutely troll. And I tagged him in, and I just trolling him, just being a dick about it. I think I was like 18. I was like 17 or 18, just like, whatever. We'll see what happens with this one. And so we go back in, and we always, you've been in the sun, so you take a little nap before you go over, and so we took a little nap and get on the boat to go back over to WeFest campgrounds. And as we're on the boat, I look at my phone, and I had like 3,000 retweets on it.
Oh man.
And I was like, oh shit. And
It's time to dish out.
yeah. And I also had a inbox thing from his media guy who was with him, and he said, "Hey, Brad wants to meet you," and I was like, "Oh, fucking cool, all right." And I mean, I wasn't 21, so I definitely hadn't had any adult beverages at that point, and not even one. And and I was like, oh, I need to drink some water. I need to, I mean, I wasn't like, I wasn't out of control or nothing, but it's like your hero, man. You don't want to be all weird in front of him. So we're on the boat going over there, and I'm crushing the water and walk all the way over there, and I meet his tour manager, and he gives me everybody's got a blue sticker, and he gives me a red sticker, and I was like, oh, I like that. I guess that's pretty good. And he's, and he was like a real, he's kind of a hard ass, like, he's a tour manager, and Paisley was the headliner. He's being a hard ass about it, like he should be. And he goes, all right, you got to be in the back of the line. Do not go anywhere but the back of the line. I go, oh, okay. And everybody goes through, and he goes, just sit out here on the couch. I go, okay. Just like freaking out, like
Man,
just
like you're in trouble.
yeah, I'm just Eminem. Palms are sweaty, and he comes in. He goes, all right, you can come in now. And I go in, and it's just Brad standing there with a photographer, and he goes, oh, get your picture. And I go, all right, cool. I'll take a picture with him. He goes, so you're the guy who tweets? And I go, yep.
This is pre-beard. I'm taking.
Yeah, I had a light shadow, and
didn't have that massiveness to help you out.
No, I didn't look like Rasputin yet. So he goes, yeah, you're the guy that tweets. What's your name? I go, Dan Brekke, and he goes, oh, kind of like, okay, you like breakfast over in London. I'm like, yeah, sure. So he called me Dan Breakfast, and he thought that was pretty funny. And we talked for a while, and I just kind of said the whole thing, and learned all your songs, started playing guitar because of you, all this and that, the typical. I kind of blacked out. I don't really remember talking to him that much, because I think we talked for 5 minutes, and I remember like 2 things he said.
PTSD.
Just total, just adrenaline was just through the roof, and we took another photo or whatever, and he goes, all right, man, well, nice to meet you, and best of luck to you, and all this and that. And I just said, well, thanks, man. Thanks for taking the time to talk to me. I appreciate it. And manager goes, all right, you can go back out, sit back on the couch for a while. I'll walk you out. I go, all right, thanks. So I go back out, sit on the couch. About, I'm just like looking around like, this is wild. And manager comes back in, and he goes, hey, so Brad would like you to play with him tonight. Would you be interested in that? And I was like,
oh my God. What?
Yeah, I get, yeah, sure, absolutely, So he walked me up to the stage, and they were all kind of getting ready. It wasn't like I was hanging out with a band or anything. They were all kind of warming up and stuff, and they threw me in Guitar World with his guitar tech, and I was just flipping out, because there's all the guitars that I've watched for years, that he's played on, and I go to
right there in front of you.
I go to grab one of the guitar, or the guitar tech just nope. So he puts
your hand out of the candy jar.
Yep, yeah, he was really fun though. I like that. That was a really smart guy and great tech. But he handed me one of Brad's Strats, and I think it was the one that I don't know if he recorded it, but it's the one he plays. She's Everything on tour. That's the one he plays. Anyways, just Brad nerd stuff. And he handed me that and put it on me, and I was just sitting there waiting with the guitar on. And for the encore, he did Alcohol. And he walks over and he goes, "Yeah, come on out." And I walk out, and they plugged me into his, just like they had a A/B switch, and they plugged me into his rig. So we were both playing out of his rig. So I got to play his guitar out of his rig, which was fucking unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was. I was amazed at how quiet it was on stage. There was like almost zero stage volume. It was awesome. So all I could hear was just his amp right behind us, like just shitting my brains out. And I look out front, and it's just this sea of people. It's the headliner. The lights are going out. Everything's going crazy because it's the encore. And how cool of it not to be like during the middle of the set, like let's just throw him in, throw him out. It's like, let's show him the encore feels. Let's let them come out and enjoy the whole, like, that, Darius Rucker was on stage. Randy Houser walked over to me and go, Are you on tour with us? And I go, No, just playing guitar. He goes, Huh. And that was it. And I talked to Randy Houser for a little bit, but yeah, he let me take a solo at the end, and I had, so I don't know. He slapped me on the shoulder when we got done and said, nice job, and kind of see you down the road kind of thing. And then I was just kind of and then he walked off stage, and everybody walked, and I'm just like standing there with Brad's guitar on, just like, what do I do now? Like, you guys all just left. And so I went back to Guitar World and handed the guy the guitar, and like, oh, I guess see ya, and walked down off stage, and Brad's bus was sitting right there with the door open, and I was looking up at it like I should go up there and talk to him. And I was like, nah, that's when you get thrown out of Wee Fest, is when you go up. So I chickened out on that one. Maybe I should have, but I feel like that's invading some personal space. They're like, you don't want to be doing that. I have an Eric Church story that's similar to that, where I got my ass hurled. That was
what?
That was just dumb.
Okay, but first, you got any recordings of that whatsoever? Did you find anything like a
yeah,
YouTube clip
there's
of that or something?
Yeah, there's some somewhere. There's a lot on Facebook, or a few on Facebook, I guess. I know my mom got one.
Oh, I got a Facebook creep on your mother, huh?
Yeah, I mean, if you want,
You said the song was it alcohol?
Alcohol.
That was okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, so I want to pin that to this.
And yeah, if I can find it, I'll send you a link to it.
Yes, please do.
But yeah, so I got to do that, and that was a good time. And then I met him a few times in Nashville. I kind of crossed paths with him, and was like, "Hey, remember that guy that you lit up on stage when you were in Minnesota?" And he was like, "Yeah. So he's definitely creeped out by me now." And he gave me the dumbest thing I did is he gave me his kind of burner email, and I sent him probably 50 songs. And just every time the subject was like, listen to this, Brad. Why haven't you listened to it, Brad? Just trying to be funny. But now I look back on it, I'm like, wow, I was a real annoying kid. So might have burned that bridge a little bit, but maybe I'll get to apologize for it one day. But yeah, so he might think I'm kind of a creep now, but he was really nice to me. He let me go up and play and showed me what it's like to be a headliner, and let me experience that, and kind of give me a goal to work back towards again someday. And so, yeah, that was great.
Awesome. So now we got an Eric Church story.
This one's way dumber.
But we're going to have to preface this. Well, actually, I'll just tease this. And we got to get to the weekend report with Cito, but it's Brady today. So,
God, I forgot I had to do that. I was having so much fun listening to that. That was epic. Cito, you are missed. I will try to fill your shoes tonight and do the weekend report. Here we go, starting with the Downtown Acoustic Corner. We got Thursday, December 2nd. Rachel, how do you say that last name? Is it
Inaro.
Okay, Inaro at
Thanks,
Murphy's
Dan.
Pub. Yeah, is she kind of part of the writers
Yeah,
circle?
and
that
I'm
you-
really hoping that I nailed that last name. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. I've screwed it up to her face before, and I feel real bad about it. But yeah, I'm gonna. That's final answer. I'm gonna stick with
Yes,
that.
I've seen her stuff pop up though, and an absolutely
She's
beautiful
she's
voice.
fantastic. I love it.
Yes.
Yeah,
been around quite a bit.
she's great.
Then Friday, December 3rd, we've got Gina and Chris at Rookies in West Fargo. Saturday, December 4th, we got South 26 at the
with
Unwind
Jay and
Bar.
Reese out there at the Unwind.
Boom, boom.
Yeah,
and
some
then
red dirt there for you.
this guy's name was mentioned a couple times tonight. Zach Thomas is playing at the Silver Dollar Flying Pig. And Sean Mitchell is at the Silver Spike.
Yep, and Sean.
Mitchell Nation.
And I think
You got
Sean
it.
Mitchell's going to be out at the Sandbar on Friday.
He's playing a lot.
But
He's
that
doing a
just
lot of
popped
acoustic
up
stuff.
after I got all these done. So sorry, Sean. Didn't get on the thing, but yeah, we're giving you a shout out.
The good news is playing a lot. At the Fargo VFW, we got The Grit playing Friday and Saturday, so you got two chances to go see those guys. At DCR, the Drumpkin Wrath, we got Gina Powers playing on Wednesday. That's tonight. And then open mic night on Thursday, which is tomorrow. Right? Geez, Junior Friday tomorrow. That feels good to say. We got the at the Sons of Norway
Oh,
open
Therka.
mic night Thursday tomorrow again, and then comedians ruining movies.
Yeah, I
Friday
thought that was
the 3rd. Holy,
interesting. They're gonna play some campy old movie that God, it was something like Santa Claus versus the Aliens or something weird like that. And apparently they got like some comedians that do whatever 3000 style, where they sit there and just talk trash over the top of it the entire time.
That's mean.
but a very intriguing name
You know,
at the
someone worked
least.
hard on that.
Maybe so.
Okay, at the Front Street we got Vinyl and Vino, DJ AP tomorrow. Vinyl and Vino, DJ AP. I like that
Yep,
name
so
too.
wine and DJs.
Boom. At Rick's with an exclamation point.
Rick's,
Don't
that's
forget
right.
the exclamation point. We
Gotta
got the
go to
Doom
Rick's.
Crew Incorporated listening party
The Doom Crew.
playing Friday the
Yep,
3rd.
so basically, Black Label Society has put out their new album, and Heinze is putting on a listening party out there for it, which is called the Doom Crew Incorporated.
Cool.
That's the name of the album, at least.
And it is, again, Rick's with an exclamation point.
You gotta go to Rex.
Downtown, we're going to Dempsey's. We got open mic with Gina Powers tomorrow night again. The Deadbeats are playing Friday the 3rd. And then upstairs of Dempsey's, we got the Aquarium, the Sons of Mars, Hell and Heartbreak release show Friday the 3rd. Wow, Dempsey's has got a lot of music going on.
Yeah.
That's good to
Always
see.
does, yes.
And then Saturday, they got upstairs Dizzy Wright. Oh, boy. Comedy. You got to make an appearance here, Dan. You teased us with the photo that you were doing comedy. So I'm gonna start attending these open mic night
No.
comedy things, waiting for Dan's
No.
debut at the
I'm
Cellar.
No comedian.
Tonight would have been his first opportunity, but he is here with us. So, look at this! Look at this! I think I want Dan to do this next one.
Oh, okay. Okay. At the Delta Hotel at the Urban 42 restaurant, we have Kathy Brekke and the 42nd Street Jazz Band on Thursday night.
Nice voice.
How the hell am I?
love that.
Thank
How
you.
can I even continue this report after he goes?
You just have to give it your best radio voice.
No, that's your
Love
salesman
it.
voice. Yeah, well, I suppose
Yeah.
you're a man of many voices now. Going out of town with Brady's normal voice. We're going to the Laughing Sun Brewing. Isn't that your favorite bar there, Wade?
Favorite place
There it
in Bismarck,
is.
Mandan.
We got Phil McMahon Thursday, tomorrow. Junior Friday, we'll call it, because a lot of us work
I thought
Monday
you
through
guys got
Friday.
punked on that one.
Yeah. Wildly Appropriate plays Friday the 3rd. And
Highly?
Haley.
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 Healy.
If I would have done it in Haley, then it would have just rolled right off the tongue. But
Hey.
now we're going to go over to the Average Joe's
wait,
in
can we scratch
Partial, North Dakota.
Yeah, with our friends Jay and all. The Nomic on Friday.
The Anomic.
Yes.
I'm going to get you guys
Boom.
canceled.
No. That was already done earlier
All right.
when I was really screwing up, cutting things short, skipping ahead. If we had been canceled, it would have been at that point. So I think we're good. The sensors are off, but now we're going to the Arthur Barn where Jacked Up is at Friday the 3rd. And there we are. Wade, do you want to do this one? I want to hand it over to
We're
you.
at Wells Drinking Well in Fordville, North Dakota. Now, I have no idea where Fordville is, but we're going to find out on Saturday. So if you're up anywhere near that area, I know it's in the north part of North Dakota. Come on out. Check it out.
I think did I see it's about an hour past Grand Forks going north?
I'm on it.
That's basically
Oh,
what I
that
know.
okay. You see, that's why you got phones. That's why you got phones to know where you're going and what you're doing. And
I'm
yeah,
on it.
so Fordville. I'm assuming that Mustang. They may have one of those.
Oh, yeah.
there
Just
But they don't have mine.
they don't have Wade's
just northwest of Grand Forks.
north. There we go.
A little bit southwest of Grafton.
Look at there. I can go do a gig
okay.
and drop my kid off in Grand Forks for Grandma and Grandpa to watch and go
Boom.
play some music and
Just leave them there.
leave them there. That's
Perfect.
right. That's right. Grandma and Grandpa, if you're watching.
Get ready to babysit.
Get ready to babysit. Yeah, the diapers are getting more and more filled, and he's eating bigger and bigger Happy Meals, and yeah, loving life.
Beautiful.
Going uptown to the windbreak, we got Tyler Hammond. That is tomorrow night and Friday. He's doing the Thursday, Friday, and then we got one of my favorite bands out there. The Some
great.
Shitty cover band playing Saturday the 4th.
They're awesome.
Oh, I'm very envious of what they what Will does as
He's got
front man.
an absolute bulletproof voice.
Oh, god dang it. Yeah, the way he yells to a crowd and gets them going and gets people wanting to drink, it's pretty dangerous to be
He
around.
gets them wound up.
Yes. So, yeah, I got to stay away or else I'll become I'll be on that no drinking diet that Dan's on now because he went to Nashville.
That's
So
right.
now we're going
day 3.
we're day 3. If the podcast would have been on day 5, he would have been drinking a fat tire tonight.
Might have broke.
We're sitting here on day 3. We're going to TAC now, though. We got Capanto, Saturday the 4th, and then Shooting Star Monoman. We got Rhino playing Friday and Saturday, and holy smokes, we got Rodney Atkins. He is at the event center on the Friday the 3rd, and there we are again at Murphy's Pub. God dang it, I'm excited to play there because we used to have where I work now. I teach at Robert Asp Elementary, and our secretary that quit working last year quit because she went in on helping manage the Murphy's bar. So I am thrilled to get out to Murphy's, and it sounds like we're going to have some Robert Asp staff, and I know I got some family going, so it's always fun to play a show where you got some familiar faces out there. All right, now we got the downtown acoustic corner.
And we are back.
We are back. Oh, good. I would have gone through it again if Wade wouldn't have stopped me. So thank you for telling me we are back. We're going to go, okay, we're done. We're done.
And thanks, Brady. So now we got to get an Eric Church story in here. What happened?
Oh, this is just dumb. This is just stupid.
Those are the best stories.
Yeah, no, it was dumb. I had recently put out a CD at that point, an album. The kids don't know what CDs are anymore.
No, not really.
So I had recently put out an album, and I went to the Eric Church concert at the Ralph, and he was doing Springsteen, and I'm like, all right, that's probably the last one. So my friend was working backstage at that point, and I knew how to get back there because I'd done a couple. I used to do some rigging over at the Fargo Dome, so I think I did one up at the Ralph, and so I went back and just told the lady that I was working, and she said okay, and I went, I'm doing it, and I watched him walk past with his security guys and his manager, and I had a CD one of my CDs in my pockets, and I just started walking up with them right up to his bus, and I watched him get on his bus, and I looked at his manager. I said, hey man, could you give this to Eric? And the manager looked at me, and then he looked up, and he said, get this guy the fuck out of here. And two people that I've never seen two bigger men come out of absolute thin air. They come and they pick me up.
Nowhere, in Grand Forks.
Yeah, and these two massive people pick me up, and I'm not a little guy, but they pick me up from underneath the armpits, and all of a sudden I'm 2 feet off the ground, and I don't think they meant to toss me, but they kind of I lost my balance, and I was big enough to kind of knock them out of balance too. Like I wasn't trying to squirm out, but I was I just got picked. I haven't gotten picked up in 16 years, so I get picked up and kind of fell funny on a piece of ice and tweaked my knee, and they kind of were like looking at me like, you okay? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm going. Don't worry about it. And yep. And I walked back to the car where my friends were at, and I was like, we should probably go because my knee is starting to swell. So that's my stupid Eric Church story. And I don't think he gave him my CD, but I think I earned it. I think I earned it at that point.
No kidding.
I tweak my knee. Let him just even if he throws it out right away, just give it to him.
Just use it as a coaster.
Something.
By the way, the one time I got to see the Johnny Holm band, you played two of my favorite songs, Tennessee Whiskey, and then you played the Springsteen. And,
yeah.
God, I was touched. And I've been just absolutely begging these guys. You're gonna think it's crazy. We don't have an Eric Church song, and it's like, man,
you gotta have an Eric.
Right?
You gotta have some E Church in there.
I'm absolutely blown away by how many people are consistently saying Eric Church.
I love Eric Church.
Oh man, yeah. I'm with you there.
Listen, I would get thrown down 1,000 times and still be a fan of Eric Church. I don't care. They were just doing their job.
What do you think of the new song? It's Hearts on Fire. Is that?
Yeah. I downloaded downloaded the double album, and I like a lot of it. I think it's really cool. I like what he does. He's kind of more like in that vein, like I was talking about. The thing about Eric Church, what's cool about him is he's he's got that like rebel attitude, but he can actually back it up because he like his journey to where he's at was tough, man. He's clawing at getting to where he's at. He was always on the wrong side of the tracks. He was always too rock for country or too country for rock, and let's be honest, he's kind of an asshole, but that's why people like him. So he kind of he worked really hard. He was sleeping on the floor of a guy's house for a long time, and him and Trent Tomlinson were roommates, and all of a sudden he kind of got some songs in the works and got them moving, and they were trying to keep them pretty clean and polished, and that was like Hell on the Heart when that came out. And then he was on tour with Rascal Flatts and played over his time a couple of times.
Whoops.
Yeah, that's big no if you're a middle act, and he ended up getting kicked off of that tour. I'm pretty sure I'm right about all this, by the way. I might not be 100%. I'm pretty sure I'm right.
You better watch out, those two security guards.
I know, they're going to come
flying
into this room, too, and throw my ass out of here. But, then he got kicked off of that tour, and they picked up none other than Taylor Swift at that time to open up for Rascal Flatts. So he gets kicked off of that, and his career kind of takes a dive. And then he ended up getting on. I don't know if he was always with EMI, but he ended up being on with EMI, and that's when the Chief record came out. And that's when he really blew up and was kind of able to just give everybody the bird and say, that was with, teamed up with Jay Joyce, who I think he did some, I don't know if he did Metallica or who else he did, but Jay Joyce was kind of more of a rock producer and kind of found his sound where it's just somewhere in the vein of old, Wailing kind of country and like Metallica rock, somewhere in there, it's a cool vein. And so it's got a lot of
It's a wide swath.
Yeah, it's cool. He's got a lot of cool stuff. So yeah, I really like this this new double album. It was cool. There's a lot of different stuff on there. That's why I like listening to him. There's always like some super hard rock song, or he's got some like Allman Brothers-y, psychedelic weird song, or this like really acoustic driven, quiet love song or something. And I think his lyrics are really good. I think he's a really good lyricist too. So I dig Eric Church a lot.
Huh.
Are you guys still
be digging up tomorrow?
You still playing Springsteen?
Oh yeah.
Is that like an every night kind of song on your guys' set list, or is it?
Well, yeah. Johnny doesn't have a set list. He just calls tunes.
Oh God.
Yeah. So he just calls random songs. I mean, they end up being mostly, he's got we know most of the songs he's gonna. But there are times that he'll call a song and we'll be like, well, I guess we'll just figure it out. He called Strawberry Wine the other night, and we're like, wow, I think,
wow, nice.
Pretty sure we know that one. I mean, we made it. We faked it pretty good, but we've all had girlfriends in the past that taught us how to fake it, so we got through it. But yeah, so he doesn't have a set list, but he's got songs that are, when I don't really. It's an interesting thing playing for him because you have to be in his head so much, or you kind of have to be ready because he's one of the most ADD people I've ever met in my life. And I think that's one of the keys to how he runs such a successful show every time is he's moving. The show is constantly moving, hardly ever any downtime. And he's got signals for everything. But he'll look at someone like he looks at me. And if it's, beginning of the set, he usually has me do Springsteen. He likes to start out with like an old classic country song. Then a lot of times he'll go into, Springsteen, and then he'll go to Jordan and she'll do something country. Kind of depends on the crowd we're playing for. Sometimes he doesn't. Sometimes I don't do much at all because I do a lot of country and rock. And if we're playing for kind of a more, younger cities crowd, they don't care for a lot of the songs that I do, which is fine, But yeah, he's an interesting cat, that guy. Yeah.
He's still someone I haven't met yet.
Yeah,
hopefully one day.
My favorite signal that he does is he's got one for "Come On, Eileen."
Okay,
and he'll look over and he'll go. That's his favorite. That's my favorite one that he does.
That's nasty.
I don't even know what it means. It's just funny.
So he's got no talk back mic. He's just signaling
just
the whole
signals.
night.
Yep. There was a while there where we were doing Little White Church and Mountain Music and one more. But anyways, there was a difference between like this and this and this, and that was like the 3 different, like it was like just this big, and he was like, which one are we doing?
Take a guess and hope.
Yep. A lot of times he'll come to one side of the stage and call a song, and then by the time he walks to the other side of the stage, he'll think of a better song. So he'll just tell that guy a different song, and we'll have to like wave each other off from like to the side of the stage, like, no, don't start that song.
No, it's not just us. It happens with everybody.
Yeah.
So awesome. So here we're going to get into a little juvenile destruction here, but I'm
Love
going to
it.
tease it with this. If you had your Rolodex of tunes out, how many tunes do you think you know, like right off the top of your head? And we're going to hold this on until after this. So right here, we got a little Off the Roof.
What is this?
That did not break.
What's going on? It's a helmet. Of course it didn't break. What are you doing throwing a helmet 10 feet expecting it to break for? It's a helmet. Throw a piece of glass. Oh, I threw this steel pipe off the roof. I can't believe it didn't shatter to a billion pieces. Do you do more of them?
Every week.
You'll have to
Are you
describe
throwing
it
that dog
again.
off the roof?
Uh-oh.
That was perfect aim too. You're hired.
She's hired.
Throw me off
So,
the roof
yes.
sometime. I'll break.
So I'll give you a little background on that. This is the
Yeah.
house I grew up in. So I don't know. I bought it from my dad maybe 15 years ago or whatever. But we'd have parties here, and it'd get stupid enough where people would get on the roof, and we just start throwing random stuff off and just watch it explode on the driveway. So we're just kind of keeping the
Sure.
tradition alive.
Okay. I get that.
Yep.
That makes sense now.
And
Yeah.
I knew that, of course, that helmet isn't going to do anything. So we just had to make it extremely painful to watch. That was basically the whole
It
idea.
was. You
behind it.
you nailed it.
I'm glad I did. Right there. And a fun fact, too, that helmet is still sitting where it landed to this day.
No, it's
so-
still over there.
Yep, it's just out there, so you can kick it on down the road if you like.
Sure. Yeah, I'll run it over with my car. I'll break it then.
All right, so Dan, Rolodex. If you had
Yeah.
to whip that thing out and see how many tunes you knew or just estimate of what you can play right off the top of your head, what is it?
I couldn't tell you.
Just a quick estimation.
Yeah, no, sure. Maybe I'd go. Let's go 1,500.
1,500. That is awesome.
I don't know.
Oh.
That's a guess. Maybe I'm way off, but
I don't know. The way you've been talking is just tune after tune after like, jeez. I don't know. I'm a prep guy. I got to like spend an hour or two on everything. So, but
one of the only things that I'm really good at is like remembering songs. I'm oddly good at that. So
excellent.
that's about it.
He
you
must
know.
be.
So
It's
that's
one of
why
those
I
talents.
went into the right career, I guess.
There you go. There you go. So you got anything left for the good of the order? Because we got to cut this thing off.
No, I mean, I should be recording in Nashville this winter. Here is the plan. So I guess
Excellent.
be looking for something maybe late spring, summertime ish, right around there. And
Awesome. We should bring you back on after you get all that done.
yeah, I'll come back on whenever. I like hanging out.
Man, this is awesome. This is so much fun with you. It was,
Oh, thanks.
Invite
really
me
good.
again, please.
Please
and
invite
we'll
me.
have
Yeah,
Brady along. Yes.
please.
There'll be like a whole bunch of people in here by that point. Yep.
Before we go, don't forget to throw like a go Spuds out there. Or you said earlier, once a Spud, always a Spud. I mean, if you got any of the
That's
old,
right. That's
old
right.
Spud teachers watching, especially Brian Cole,
Brian Cole, shout
inspired
out.
the fiddle player
Yep.
that Dan Brekke
Shout
is.
out to Brian Cole. I
He made
probably-
it cool.
Probably wouldn't be playing violin if you didn't make it so cool. So
There we go. All right.
there you go.
So you know your band's in trouble if your drummer has more charisma than your front man.
Ha!
But that's why my band is doing just fine. So until next time.